Can be inspired? Yes, today I came up with a video on how to grow every day. Yes, I thought I use a different setting as well. Today I'm just sitting down. Normally I'm standing up. So straight away, let's go into the tactics on how to grow every single day. So the first one is I want you to have an intention. Why do you want to grow? Why do you want to become the best version of yourself? And with this one, we're talking about personal development. Why do you want to become the best version of yourself? So we all know if you want to live the best version of your life, you have to become the best version of you. But that starts with intention. You gotta have an intention to be the best person in your field, in whatever you pursue. So the first thing is intention. Intention. Why do you want to become the best version of yourself? That's the first one. Tactic number 2 on how to grow every single day. You gotta be desperate. There's gotta be some desperation for you to grow every single day. We all know when you're desperate for something, you do whatever it takes. When you're desperate for something, it's like time is not on your side. It's time, so you have to be at it every single day, all the time. So this is one of the things I'm learning now. When you desperately need something, you do whatever it takes. And let me share an example that we can all relate to, or at least 99% of the people watching this video. Have you ever had a deadline? Maybe at college, university, in school, all your exams were coming up. What happened is when the further the deadline was, sometimes you didn't put in so much effort, but as the deadline got close, guess what? You became desperate. You read so much. If it was a project that you had to hand in a certain time, you were on it. Sometimes you couldn't even sleep at night because you were desperate. You were like, oh, if I don't do this, that's it, I'm done. If I don't hand in this project on time, I can't pass my exams. Even at work, if I don't accomplish this project, then the manager is probably going to call me in. So for you to grow on a daily basis, you gotta take it as desperation and say, you know what, if I don't grow, then guess what? I'm just going to coast through life and nothing is going to happen, because we all know time flies so fast. Before you know, so we only started this year not long ago. That was Jan. We already 5 months in, and I got thinking today. I was like, oh my God, where's the 4 months gone? Time just flies so much. So you gotta be intentional, but you also not only just that, but you also gotta be desperate to say, you know what? If I don't start doing the things I need to do, then I'm not going to grow into the best version of myself. Okay, tactic number 3 on how to grow every day. Oh, I love this one. You gotta make it an obsession. You gotta be obsessed with your personal growth. You gotta be obsessed with your goals and dreams. You gotta be obsessed with your life, taking it to the next level. We all know, look at all these great achievers, and I'm talking about the top elite performers in life. Yeah? They were obsessed with their craft. I'm sure you've heard stories. Cristiano Ronaldo, he was always on that training pitch. First one on the training pitch, last one on the training pitch. In the gym, Kobe Bryant, always on that basketball court, shooting when people went, when all his colleagues went, he was still doing those throws. Michael Jordan, all the great achievers, they were obsessed with their crowd, with their craft. They were obsessed with winning. So I want you to take personal development as an obsession, and you say to yourself, you know what? I'm going to be obsessed with this. And for me, I'm obsessed with my speaking. I want to become the best speaker in the world. That's why I'm always putting out these videos. Yes, the short videos, but you know what they do? They're making me to learn my craft, how to deliver my message, how to speak in front of camera, how to tell stories, how to create an audience rapport. So all these things, if you're not obsessed about something, There's no way you're going to dive deep into what it is you are pursuing. So I want you to be obsessed about your growth. I want you to be obsessed about your personal development and realize if you're not obsessed, there's no way you're going to be able to get to the highest level of life that you want to achieve. There's a story of a guy I had that said he wanted to go into acting, and his name was B.O. Person. He'd never ever acted before. And do you know what he did? He went to the best actors and he was practicing acting about 5-6 hours every single day. Can you imagine 5-6 hours every single day? And most people, they will say, oh, I want to get into this craft, but I'm going to practice, say, 1 hour. Yes, 1 hour is not bad, but it has to be more than that. And for him, he went all in and he was practicing it for 5-6 hours every single day. See, 5-6 hours being on stage every single day. That's not something easy if it's something you've just got into. Obviously, if you grew up acting and all that, it's like you were already into it from a young age. But this is someone who got into it when they were an adult and they were obsessed. And you know what they say? They actually managed to master the craft and they excelled at it. See, this is what it comes to. When you want to grow in anything, you have to be obsessed. You have to be obsessed to a point where people think you're crazy. I remember even when we were kids, I myself, I'll give an example. I used to love football so much. Man, we used to play football all the time. All the time. Sometimes we even forgot about eating food. Sometimes our parents would call us, we'll play till in the dark. That's the obsession you gotta have. We all know Ronaldinho. He was out on the streets playing football all the time. When you hear, one thing I've realized is if you hear all the stories of these great achievers, oh my God, they were obsessed with whatever they were pursuing. If it's football, basketball, singing, talk about Beyonce, Jay-Z, or if you go all in all different fields, when you look at the top 3% of the people in that craft, they were obsessed with learning. They were obsessed with knowing the ins and outs of whatever they were doing. Okay, the next tactic is you have to work on your identity. For you to grow every day, first you have to work on your identity. What do I mean? So your identity is the person that you see yourself as. That's basically your self-image. See, if your self-image is not, if you don't see yourself as succeeding, you're never going to succeed. So you have to work on your self-image. You have to work on your identity and say, you know what? The most important thing is to work on myself, because I realize when I work on myself, when I change, everything around me changes. And that's why you have to work on your identity first, on who you are. Last tactic on how to grow every single day is I want you to use affirmations, and I'm going to say affirmations and incantations. See, there's a difference between affirmations and incantations. So affirmations is things you say to yourself. Incantations are things to use to yourself with emotion, with your body moving. And I'm just going to give an example. Let's say you want to say, I'm the greatest basketball player of all time. I'm the greatest basketball player of all time. You say that affirmation, but with incantations, you're using it with so much energy and emotion that it gets into your body. You actually feel it. You say, I'm the best basketball player in the whole world. I'm the best basketball player in the whole world. I'm the best basketball player in the whole world. So you basically feel it. Sometimes you have to even jump up and down. So it's embodying what it is you want to become. Does that make sense? So this will shift your energy. This will, your subconscious will pick it up. And once your subconscious picks up something, you know what's going to happen? You will eventually end up acting on it. So I want you to use affirmations if you want to grow every single day. and incantations, because this will help you develop into the best version of yourself. So those are the ideas I wanted to share with you on how to grow every single day. And let's have a recap. Number 1 is you gotta be intentional about your growth. Number 2, you gotta be desperate in a nice way. Number 3, you gotta be obsessed to a point where people think you're crazy, but you know you're working on your goal and dream. Number 4, you've gotta work on your identity. And lastly, it's those affirmations and incantations that will help you grow every single day. That's all for today. And as always, remember to go after your goals and dreams like your life depends on it. And remember, it's on you.